Hi there, it's week 5 for PVD updates, and it is also Mimosa Sunday. Yay! I did grocery shopping, stall cleaning, and then the kind of chores were done, and then it's mimosa time, and we went to the hot tub, and now it's just, I'm doing some laundry, but it's just time to kick back. But I wanted to give you my week 5 stats. I did 144 miles, and this was for 6 days. I work Monday through Saturday. My hours were 36.23. Packages were 723, and I did 668 stops. That's a lot of getting in and out of the Jeep. So that averages 20 packages per hour worked, and it averages 18.5 stops per hour worked. UPS requires or prefers the PVDs to at least do 10 stops per hour. So most of the time I get 16 to 18 stops per hour. I always, kind of a little overachiever that way. I always like to do better than is required. So anyways, I work fast. And so in just a moment, I will give you my tips for how to do apartments in a speedy manner. And other than that, it was a great week. I expect as we get closer to Christmas, it is going to be even busier. So hang on one moment for my tips on apartments. Not sure what happened there, but I'm back. And all of a sudden my phone shut down. Anyway, so here's my tips for handling apartments. Use lockers if you can. Almost every major apartment complex has a locker system. UPS will have its own code. Each carrier has their own code for it. You just go up to the locker, press in your locker code. You either put in the apartment number or the person's last name. A list will pop up. You find the person, you tap on it. You say whether you need a small, medium, or large locker. Tap on that. The door will automatically open. You scan your package. Don't forget to scan your package. Don't put it in the locker without scanning it. So scan your package, and then there's an option for, when it gives you your options for front porch and whatnot, you can click other, I think it is, and then there's locker. So you hit locker, stop complete. You can get rid of a lot of packages sometimes. My biggest apartment complex almost has no lockers available. Either people don't pick their packages up, I'm not sure what it is. But if I'm lucky, I might get 2 to 5 packages done in the lockers. Everything else I have to truck and do it. The apartments I do across the street almost always have lockers. Now sometimes the packages are just too big. They're not going to fit in a locker. But if you can get rid of a lot of them that way, you'll save yourself lots of time. My other big tip is to take a picture of the map of the complex. As soon as you go into almost every complex, there's a map. Take a picture of it. That way you can zoom out and you can see where all the buildings are. Some of them will even tell you where the apartments are, which is even better. But they all don't do that. But at least you know the buildings. The one side I have where most of my packages are on leadership, they don't tell you what the apartment numbers are, but they do tell you all the building numbers. And the way the apartment numbers go in this complex is, first it's the building number. So building 1, their apartment's going to be 1102. That means it's building 1, apartment 102. So building 19 can be 19203. Means building 19, apartment 203. All the 2s means it's second floor. All the 3s means it's third floor. So this complex was pretty easy to figure that part out once you figured out the layout of the buildings. And the next step is when you get your apartment packages, get a marker, a big fat Sharpie, something that stands out. Mine's blue, so it stands out better even than black does. And I see it if it's 2103, meaning building 2, apartment 103, I write 2-103. That way I know it's building 2, apartment 103. And then when I put them in my vehicle, I put the 1s, 2s, 3s, I put them in an order so that I'm not searching back and forth for it when I have to go deliver it. I know right where everything is. And another thing I figured out this weekend, which I haven't done this before, and it really helped. And the reason I thought to do it was on building 17, I had a 3rd floor delivery. So I went and did that. I got back to my Jeep to go do the next one, and I saw a building 17, 3rd floor. So guess who had to go up to the 3rd floor again? So what I did this next time is, I did it yesterday, is I made on a little tablet, if you can see that, buildings 1 through 11 and 12 through 22. My complex has 22 buildings. And then each time I was writing the apartment numbers and stuff on the package, I would just make a slash mark. And I crossed them out because I'll use the same thing tomorrow. That way I know how many packages do I have for building 1, for building 2, for building 3. If I don't have to go to buildings 13 and 14, I don't even want to go there. And then I also know, like here I had 18, 19, and 20. Those are all kind of in a triangle. I can park in one spot and hit 3 buildings. So that's a good way to optimize apartments. Know where you're going. Organize your packages with the apartment numbers big and bold so you can see them. Try to see where you can go and park once and do 2 or 3 buildings. Can't always do that depending how they're laid out, but if you can, I had 35 deliveries Saturday in that complex and I did it in an hour because I was organized. Because again, you know, some of these, I had 3 packages in building 18, so I get rid of 3 in one building. So those are my tips for apartments. Lockers if you can. Pictures of the map helps a ton, especially if it's new to you. Building number and apartment number in a big bold Sharpie on the package. Organize them that way in your vehicle so you're not searching around for them. And make yourself a little chart with this thing. I keep this with me. I also write down, this is for the next 2 weeks, just because I like to keep stats. I put my time in and out, my miles, and how many stops and how many packages I did for the day. Because I have an Excel spreadsheet, yes I do, where I tracked, that way I can compare last year to this year. It's just kind of fun to do. So that's it. That was my week for UPS, and I suspect as we get closer to Christmas, it's going to get even busier. So tomorrow we start about 8:30, which I would love to start earlier. Saturdays I don't start till 10. My driver starts at 9:30, so I usually start a half hour after her because it takes her, by the time she leaves the hub, about a half hour to get to wherever we're meeting. So that's it. Have a great PVD week, and I'll have some Jeep news pretty soon too.